You guys got these guys over here teaching you guys the game, and
there are 3 simple steps to prepare you for a successful tax auction. Not a lot of locals know about this strategy, but it is one way that you can buy properties that are actually more affordable.
You know, growing up, I think all of us have heard rumors of this property tax auction, but like, where is it? When does it come out? How do we know?
Here are the top 3 red flags that you should be looking for when you're buying properties off market.
Great experience, a lot of info.
Aloha everyone, we just wanted to take a moment to say mahalo for watching our content.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of you enjoy the videos, but notice that some of you haven't even subscribed. What's up with that?
But if you've been finding value in what we're sharing about real estate, financial freedom, and building wealth right here in Hawaii, we'd love to have you stick around.
We're constantly working on new ways to help you take action, succeed in real estate, and achieve your goals, whether you're here in Hawaii or anywhere else.
So do us a favor, hit the like button, smash subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell so you never miss an update. That way we can keep creating content you actually want to see. And if there's something you're curious about or want to know more of, feel free to drop a comment below. We're always working on bringing you information that's helpful and interesting.
Thanks so much for being here, and we hope to see you in the next video. Aloha.
Our last video about property tax auctions in Hawaii got lots of views. Many people don't know that houses and land get auctioned off sometimes at 50 to 70% discounts if the people don't pay the property taxes. We get a lot of questions about where to look for tax auctions, and they are typically advertised in the newspaper or online on the county or state real property website. After you've found a property, there are 3 simple steps to prepare you for a successful tax auction. The first step is to analyze the property, which means figuring out how much the property is worth now by subtracting any other expenses held against the property like mortgages and IRS liens. You can do this by contacting a realtor or escrow company to help you pull what's called a title report and to run comparable sales in the area. The next is to figure out what you're willing to put as your highest bid. Typically, the properties have a starting bid, but during the auction, other people may put in higher bids, so make sure you know how high you are willing to go, because it does get interesting once you get there, and you might be caught up in the hype. Lastly, you would figure out how you're going to pay for it. If you're using your own money, most of the time you need the full amount in a cash or cashier's check. Of course, you need to verify with the real property tax office in your area for more specific requirements, as every state and island is different. Not a lot of locals know about this strategy, but it is one way that you can buy properties that are actually more affordable. And our goal is to teach other locals that it's possible to buy a home in Hawaii without having to spend over $1 million or to move away. We decided it was time to create a program where we teach little known home buying hacks to our local community. It is possible if you're willing to think outside the box and are open to using creative strategies, because it's not your normal way of buying homes. In our Hui Mastermind, we educate locals on the fundamentals of real estate investing that wasn't taught in schools, and only the top 10% of the wealthy know. There are so many ways to educate yourself on your own, like watching YouTube videos like these to get basic tips, like and subscribe for more, attending meetups, and listening to podcasts or books. But if you want the support of a local mentorship or community to take you to the next level, then now is the time to take action. Houses aren't getting any cheaper, and the cost of living is rising. We want to help you stay right here in Hawaii and be part of our exclusive group of action takers and go-getters. When you become part of the Hui, you become Ohana. We believe that in creating an interactive environment where you can learn from some of the top investors in the industry and have all the resources you need right at your fingertips. We have weekly calls, engaging with our community of experts, share insights on important topics related to real estate, and lifetime access to videos, workbooks, and tools that will help you build your foundation to become successful in real estate. One of the most invaluable parts of the program is the community of like-minded people who are at all levels, from those who are doing their very first deal to those who are building brand new homes. We have people from all different backgrounds, from contractors, teachers, plumbers, doctors, business owners. who all have one thing in common. They know there is something else out there that can help them achieve financial freedom, time freedom, generational wealth, and passive income for their families. Go to huimastermind.com or click below in the caption to find out more. Like and subscribe too.
More expensive right here in Hawaii, so there's no better way to learn real estate through coaches that are active right here in Hawaii.
So come join us today. We're excited to have you start your journey and be there to support you. Aloha everybody, I am here with Martin, who is an investor on the Big Island. We just wrapped up a workshop about tax auctions and he spoke on stage giving his experience and how he got so many deals, over 25 deals?
Yeah, over 25 deals.
25 deals from using this little known strategies.
And this whole tax auction, I was turned on by a lady in HPM in the lumber supply. She was the one who kind of gave me the heads up all those years ago, 2008 now, I guess it would be 2007, 2008. And yeah, I just kept going every year and just for fun and, you know, buying one or two properties. And at the end, you know, you're sitting on almost 30. I've sold some as I went to and bought and sold some, but yeah, we're still doing it. I'm not going to go now. You guys got all the students are there and they're going to buy them all up, but it's okay. It's what it was for us, to educate the community and the people to know that they can get these properties at a fraction of the cost, you know. Like you guys are sharing with everybody, so everybody's lucky. You guys are lucky. You guys got these guys over here teaching you guys the game and the ins and outs, all the little idiosyncrasies about real estate and especially this tax auction. And for me, I didn't know, so I made bad investments back then. But now, like I said, we're in the affordable housing sector, building new construction, trying to keep families here in houses and Section 8 and HUD vendor, the whole deal. We do it all, you know.
So what did that first deal look like as far as the numbers? What did you buy the property at? How much did the renovations cost? I know with the tax lien auction, I know with the tax deed auction, you have to wait. There's a 1-year redemption period,
yeah.
But what did the numbers look like? Holding costs, closing costs, all that?
My first deal was in Nana Valley, where some of these people were talking about. I think I paid $1,800 for the property, and yeah, I just waited it out. It was something I was excited to do. I did it. I waited the time out, and
wait, you bought the property for $1,800?
$1,800, yeah.
And how big was it?
8,000 square feet, so just shy of a quarter acre. Yeah. And those properties at the time when I bought it, they were going for $25,000-$30,000 in Nana Valley. This was in the boom when I went. And so I basically bought that, and we built a 16 by 20 cabin on that particular parcel. And this is all cash. We didn't start spec building and doing full, you know, everything coded. And these were like cabins that we did. And I think I was like, at that time, $7,000. I might be a little off with that number, but I think it was like $7 or $8 grand for this little 16 by 20 that, you know, eventually ended up renting out for $800 a month. That it's not a big score, but for us, it was, you know. I mean, you figure all my money in that whole cabin, I wasn't even, you know, $9,000, $10,000 into it. Made almost all that money back in the first year. So, you know, talking 85-90% ROI on the first year is kind of hard to beat, you know what I mean? You're not going to really do that, but so rinse and repeat, you know, do it another 45 times and you know, it's just constant.
Here are the top 3 red flags that you should be looking for when you're buying properties off market.
1, in Schedule B, the preliminary report will show any liens that is tied to the property. So it's important to search the preliminary report to look at if there's any other bills that's tied to this property.
So 2, if the property is in a neighborhood that might not be somewhere where you want to live or somewhere you want to own a rental, because a lot of times there's a lot of cheap properties, but they're not in good neighborhoods.
And another important one is looking at one person that's on the list or that's the owner of the property. So third one would be one name that's on the title without any trust. One name on the trust, or one name on the deed or the property.
Hi there, my name is Kapua Sylvester.
Hi, my name is Kyle.
Hi, my name is Serena.
Hello, everybody. Brandon Perron.
And I came to Fuzzy and Zaysha's tax auction workshop.
I really got a lot out of the class.
Great experience. A lot of info, tactics, tips, advice.
I'm so glad that I came here today. This is actually my first step.
The favorite part about the workshop is that they actually walk you, like literally take your hand and walk you through the tax map key. They actually click on the tax sales, and then they show you where on the Big Island, at least what we're looking at today was a Big Island, where on the Big Island these properties are at, and then you can better look it up, better assess if this is a good investment for you or if it's better to pass.
So definitely the tax deed auction class will help you to determine whether you're interested in house purchasing properties or vacant land. It gives you options so that you can kind of figure out which avenue you want to go to, whether you want to buy and hold, rent it out, or sell it.
Because it just helped me go step by step to what to expect from the actual auction. I didn't even know that the tax lien auction existed. So this just gives me another avenue or another way to obtain property, at a rate that will make it more affordable for me to build or renovate and then go ahead and turn back into the community.
Oh yes, I strongly recommend this if you're interested in possibly purchasing any type of properties, because this can have things for even if you go to like the mainland US or even like here on Oahu, it'll be a good thing for people who don't really know exactly what they're doing. They can walk you through it, they can show you their tips and tricks and help you go from there.
Aloha everybody, I am here with Brian who just attended our tax auction workshop yesterday. We came to the live auction all together as a group and he just won a property on the bid for the tax deed. So Ryan, tell us a little bit about, what brought you here today and what made you choose this specific property?
I came here because of you and Fuzzy encouraging me to come the opportunity of buying land for cheap for the locals. And I picked this land because I went yesterday, I drove by and saw that it was a pretty nice property, so I went for it.
And then, so what did the numbers look like? What was the upset price for the bid? Like, what was the starting
I
bid?
think the starting was around 3,500, and then we got it for 16,000. I think the land value is only 1,000.
So you still got a considerable discount.
Yeah.
And then what are your plans with the property, say after the year redemption period passes?
I'm not sure. I'm going to talk to you and Fuzzy about it.
He's out there, chilling.
129,
Proud.
124,
Opportunity
129,
to buy land here in Hawaii.
157, 159, 162.
Hey, what's happening, guys? This is Fuzzy, and I'm here with Iulani at the, tax lien auction where she and I support locals, with this way of buying our land back through a tax lien auction. And so, where did you find out about this this tax lien auction, and how are you letting locals know about it?
Yeah. So actually, it was a friend of mine who told me about it. The first time was in 2019. And, growing up, I think all of us have heard rumors of this property tax auction, but like, where is it? When does it come out? How do we know? So when he got the list in 2019, he shared it with me. And that was my first time coming. And there was about 200 of us here to bid, but only 20 of us were Hawaiian. And so it was kind of like, what's going on, And a lot of the Hawaiians there at that time were trying to win the bid for properties that someone else in their family hadn't paid taxes on. So they were trying to like save their property, trying to not lose it. And so it was really eye opening for me. And so I actually started a program that helps Hawaiians acquire land. And this is one path, right? The auctions, because I came up in 2019 with $5,000, and we bought a quarter acre in Ocean View for 2,400. Actually, that one was 1 acre, and a quarter acre in Nana Valley for 2,400. So I went home with change. I had 2 properties, but at the same time, I knew like this cannot be a secret, right? Because all our friends and family are moving to the mainland, and then especially during COVID, we really saw it.
Just got through watching the auction and just seeing land going for like $3,000 is just kind of baffling, where $3,000 is like super cheap. And we're trying to educate locals that there's ways that you can buy land back. Yeah, so like just these auctions is just an opportunity for us to buy back our land. Like the girl we was just talking to, Kaiulani, and she was, she's another person that's trying to help people get back their land and also purchase land that are being auctioned off from outsiders that's not paying their taxes. The one that's local and not paying their taxes, maybe we can help out and see if we can pay off that upset amount, and maybe they can get back their land. So, a lot of questions about a tax lien auction is, on this little thing, you can go online and answer some of the questions.
So we are here with Charles today at the Hilo tax auction, and he just put out a bunch of bids and is prepared. So what we helped him do is research all the properties and show him how to do due diligence. Did you get to drive around to any of the properties?
I did. I flew into Hilo yesterday, so the auction is now. I flew in early in the morning yesterday, and I drove around and looked at as many properties as I could on the ones, and then found the ones that I wanted to bid on. So I had them rated from 1 to there were 3 that I wanted to look at. So after seeing the property, so I drove around yesterday to make sure which ones I wanted to put priority on. And I mean, look, this is my notes. I went through every single project. I wrote the address, the TMK, the amount, and the owner's names and the owner's information on 130. Yes.
All the properties.
Pretty much all the properties. Actually, I should say that there was some in a certain area, Zone 1 and Zone 2, that I decided not to focus on.
Right.
So, yeah, we did all our research. That really helped today with the auction. I knew exactly which properties I wanted to look at. I went and researched what the market value on those properties are and had my ceiling. So, for example, one of the properties was a retail price is $50,000. So I knew that my ceiling was 25. And then I went to the bank this morning and I got out my cashier's checks, my 50% below the market value. So we got about 20 here. Yeah.
Thank you.
We're taking them back. We never win.
Right. So, how has the classes before the auction helped you be prepared for all of this?
All the information about how this works, what the due diligence you often talk about, those Zoom calls are essential. If I came here not having that information, I would have been a duck out of water. No idea. I mean, I probably would have made a mistake and probably gotten a property with a $400,000 lien. There is one property here with a $450,000 lien. So the Zoom, the classes, the Zoom calls are essential. So you are coming into it fully equipped, fully aware with knowledge. And I like what you said the other day. Knowledge is power, but action. What was it? Knowledge is power, but action is key. Something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm
You
in
got
action.
that. You heard that right here. Thank you. You've been one of the students that has been really active. You have just shown a lot of steps that you have taken and put yourself out there. Was that easy, or do you feel like the community itself has helped you to kind of get out of your shell? Because a lot of people have this fear of like, oh, but it can happen for them, but it can't happen for me. Like, what helped you kind of get over that fear of like self-doubt?
I was a little hila in the beginning and a little shy about participating or asking questions or joining meetups, but I went and did it. I went to one of the meetups. Actually, the very first one on Oahu. I flew from Maui to Oahu for the Priced in Paradise. You and Fuzzy was on the panel, and then I met some of the Hui members, and man, there was everybody so aloha, so ohana. That helped me to step outside the shell and feel comfortable, and that was only about a month ago, not very long. And in that short period of time, I feel like I've made a family. I made a new group of friends and family. Now I feel comfortable to ask questions on the Zoom calls or when we meet up on places like this. It's like meeting dear friends and family. Yeah.
When I think everybody in our group also just cares about one another. We have, and that's what we preach, is having an abundance mindset, not like, everybody is competition, but it's like, hey, let's all learn together. Let's all see where we can help each other and potentially partner up or just give each other information that could help the other person, because you never know when you'll need something as well. So I think just being surrounded by like-minded people who are on the same mission and journey, and it's hard, in your everyday life to talk to people about the stuff that we talk about. So it's a good platform. Yeah.
Yeah. The analogy that's coming to mind is a child. When we are children, we had a parent that held our hand, that made sure that we were safe, and helped us cross the street because we were too young and innocent to know. They were the ones that we trusted, and you and Fuzzy are that for us. You're with your knowledge and what you have done, to have the heart, the spirit, the willingness to share that with us is immense. The positivity to all of us, the help that you're giving. So I'm sure I speak for everybody. A big mahalo nui. Yeah.
Aw, I'm so proud of you.
I must say, honestly, what inspired me to join the Hui was a bit of a process. For a number of years, I was feeling this internal pull to do real estate. As a Hawaiian, I had an internal conflict because I felt we shouldn't sell our land to foreigners. So I kept resisting. And then this, I call it a divine source, knocked again a third time, and recognizing that voice that has led me throughout my life, I'm like, okay, all right, I guess I'll go get licensed to be a realtor. And I was preparing for that. I called friends who are realtors to find out how I should take the classes, whether online, in person, or on my own, and how much it costs. I was on my way to doing that when I saw an interview on a podcast. A little shout out to Keep It Aloha, and Fuzzy was on it, and I heard what Fuzzy was doing, and the way that he speaks and his thought process is so familiar to me. He speaks like old, like being raised by his grandparents. He speaks kind of that language, and I'm very familiar with that. I'm like that in a way. So I spent hours listening to him, going online to make sure I knew what he was doing. See if there was any inconsistencies. There were none, and I decided that I realized that was where I needed to focus the energy, and so that's how I got started. That was I got involved. It was really through divinity, through a divine internal voice, internal guidance, and it took a couple knocks, like 3 times, before I finally decided to do it. But when you're in that flow, you have really nothing to worry about. Um, and with teachers like Fuzzy and Zasha and the community that we have, success is just waiting for our accepting it. Mahalo.
Hi, my name is Jackie. I'm from the island of Oahu, and I got started on this REI Hui Mastermind because videos keep popping up on their Instagram and Facebook, and it was something that I was kind of interested in and stuff. And I actually took a different course, a weekend course, and I didn't like that. It didn't feel good for me, so I jumped back onto the Hui Mastermind and watched some more videos and got convinced to join. So I joined. So here I am with the Hui Mastermind. So far, I'm only about a month into it, and a month and a half, but I've gained a lot of knowledge. One from just the industry, two from people, connecting with people at the events, and how open they are to share information and want to teach you and want you to grow with them. And just using the brain again. I'm finally using my brain again since I haven't used it for about 3.5 years. So yeah, I'm really glad I joined the Hui, and I'm really fortunate that I'm meeting great people in the Hui Masterclass.
We're here with PJ and Sky, who are our Hui Mastermind students that just won the bid on their first property here at the Hilo Tax Auction. How does it feel?
It feels great. We got it under our max bid, so we're stoked for that.
Yeah, we're really excited to move forward.
How does it feel? Like, did you feel prepared coming to here, and what helped you do your due diligence?
Yeah, definitely the trainings was a lot of help, the advice that you guys gave, and we didn't really know what to expect. Like, even the guy next to us, he didn't really do any sort of, research. Preparation, and I just felt a little bit more prepared and came with ammunition. We had our properties that we said that we were going to go for, and we set our max bids for those. We even did drive-bys yesterday. So, yeah, what about you?
Yeah, we felt prepared. We listened to all the tax auction lectures that you guys did. We did our homework, spent time on the computer looking at the MLS for comps. We drove by the properties. We talked to HPM and got more mana'o for us. So yeah, we're excited. Yeah.
And then, did you have any prior real estate investing experience before this?
No. Oh, well, we bought a house, our home, but that's about it. Yeah.
So for anybody who is like just starting out in real estate, or like, watching you guys and thinking, oh man, but I'm not ready, I guess, what could you tell them to be prepared to make that next step? But they want something more in life, kind of like you guys, and we're teetering on just, okay, what do we do next? What advice can you give for them?
Definitely go learn from the experts. Read Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's a very good start. That's what got me started. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely talking with Fuzzy, because this is his jam, is doing what we're trying to do here, getting his information, all of his wisdom for this process. I think talking with realtors, looking at comps, and just really, getting your mind set straight and clear about what you want to do, and not just and taking massive action. Taking massive action, you got to do it. Yeah.
And what helped you gain that confidence? Because a lot of people have fear of failure, or like, what if I can't do it? I guess what could you say to them as well?
Having a good support system, whether it be a mentor, your other half, that really helps. That really helps.
Yeah, I think just like you said, getting a mentor, getting support, talking to people, networking with people, like-minded people, and just keeping yourself motivated, looking at the end goal of what you're trying to do.
And so, what are your guys' goals for this upcoming year?
We hope to find another deal. In the meantime, this auction is more of a long-term plan. So we hope to find something here in Hilo, a good deal for a lot.
Yeah, I think another goal is to work on our social media presence, learning from the queen, so that we can build our investor pool, our network. I think, yeah, like you said, getting involved in another deal while we wait for the deferral period, the 1 year. And yeah, just building our company, building our social media, having a baby.
I know, and I know one of your goals, you are kind of contemplating if you should go all in into this real estate investing thing, join a mentorship, or take this, to the next level, because you were having a baby, but you guys already just won your first freaking property before baby. So you accomplished your goal of doing that. And I'm super proud of you guys. And it just goes to show, get educated, learn what the steps are. And then two, just take massive action. Like I tell people, it's like, you can do this, whether you think, it's the right time or not. It will never be the right time. So it's just, you have to make that decision. And I'm so happy you guys want a property.
Nah, good work. Good work. It's sunlit is too.
So where are we right now?
In the bushes. But most people don't want to buy. And we're in the country. We're about to go up. Yeah, so I think part of whoever owns down that street, pay for collaborate, right? Mm-hmm. So anyway, this is like our start of a journey that I think we started it about a year ago now, a little over a year. When an opportunity came our way, actually on the MLS, right, on the market, and was able to secure 32 lots up here in beautiful. It's between Mountain View and Volcano. It's a little place where I had plenty of drug activity up here. A lot of stuff happening, but it's changing now because you get too much cell phones filming people. too much cell phones out, and people scared to go to jail. So, but anyway, we were able to buy these properties. It's almost like a half of a block, quarter acre, and we plan to build homes and rent them out to local families on either Section 8 or county housing, because there's a huge list up here on the Big Island of people that need homes and cannot afford to purchase homes. Even though the prices of homes is way cheaper here, it's still locals cannot afford to buy, 350, 400K homes. So the other resort is to just rent, right? And nothing wrong with renting, because gotta pay for the maintenance. The owner gotta. We get our trade. We did 4 lots, so sorry. There you go. 5, 8, 9.
closed lot right here. And then